Welcome back to Art with Miss Karen. I'm so excited to make some Christmas themed art with you to celebrate this time of year. Grab your paper and pencil and get ready to be creative. We're going to celebrate Jesus' birth by drawing the nativity scene today. We're going to first of all need a white piece of paper, your black, yellow, and white crayons, and then we're also going to be using our watercolor set today. If you don't have watercolor at home, that's okay. You can use markers for this project as a substitute. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to first of all draw a hill where the stable is going to be resting at the top of our hill. And we're going to see the wise men walking up this side, shepherds walking up this side, and our stable will be here in the middle. And we're actually going to draw all of our things on this hill as a silhouette. Now, a silhouette just means that it is the side view or outline of a shape. So we're going to be drawing just the outlines of our shapes, people, and animals, and we're not going to be drawing very many details in them because we're going to color it all in with a crayon, and you'll see what it looks like in the end. So we're going to draw at the top of our hill a rectangle for the stable and a triangle on top for the roof. So we have our hill and our stable. The next thing we're going to do inside of our stable is draw the manger where baby Jesus is resting. So we're going to draw kind of a rectangle shape inside with some legs. The next thing we'll do is draw Mary on this side. So I'm going to draw an oval for her head. And another oval shape for her body. So remember what I said is that we're just drawing the silhouettes. So I'm not really adding any more details than that for the people in this drawing. We're going to draw Joseph on this side. Try to make him the same height as Mary. We don't need them being too different in shape and size. And all right, so here's everything that's going to go inside of our stable. That's all we're really going to do for that. Next thing we'll go ahead and do is a star in the sky. I'm going to make kind of a upside down V shape. We're going to make a diamond shaped star. And then a V to connect. So we have our star in the sky. We're going to do the shepherds next. We'll go ahead and draw their sheep first, though. I'm going to make an oval shape for the sheep's head, and then a puffy cloud for the sheep's body, two rectangle shapes for the legs. I'll go ahead and draw another sheep next to him, oval for the head, cloud for the body, two rectangles for the legs. And next we'll draw our shepherds. Now notice I'm not overlapping any of my animals or people or shapes because since this is going to be a silhouette drawing, I don't want it to be confusing. If all of my sheep are in one big cluster and in one big group, I won't be able to figure out what it is because they're all one big weird shape. So trying to keep them separated. Make sure your shepherds are about the same size as Mary and Joseph. We don't need them being too much bigger. Maybe, oh, and he needs a shepherd staff, so it's like one big candy cane, basically. And you could make a rectangle for his arm. And another shepherd. So you notice how he looks shorter, but it's just because the hill is sloping down. So make sure you're accounting for the hill. Make another staff. And there we go. We'll draw one more sheep. Okay, so that's going to do it for our shepherds and their sheep. And on this side, we'll go ahead and draw our wise men. So I'm going to first of all draw an oval for the head. Again, making sure they're about the same size as Mary and Joseph. Draw that oval shape for the body. And then we're going to do his arm coming out and maybe make a little rectangle for a gift. And we can even put a little crown on his head. We're going to need 2 more wise men. So another oval, an oval for the body, the arm, and maybe you want to make a different shaped gift. That'll be cool. And maybe this one doesn't need a crown. Last wise man, oval for the head, arm, and kind of making this gift pointy on top for no reason. And maybe he needs a crown too. All right, we're also going to draw a camel for them. So I'm going to draw a circle for the camel's head, a rectangle that comes off the camel's head, a round shape for the nose, for the body. I'm going to make an oval. Make the neck come down to the bottom of the oval and to the top. And then he needs a hump. And for the legs, I'm just going to make an oval shape in the front and an oval shape in the back. And he also needs some ears. Okay, so that'll do it for all of our animals and people on the hill. So now what I'm going to do is, with my white crayon, I want to draw some angels in the sky. Now you won't be able to see what I draw with a white crayon, and you probably won't be able to see it on your paper either unless you tilt your paper to reflect the light. So on a practice paper, let me show you what your angel in the sky might look like. So I would probably draw a circle for the head, an oval with a straight line at the bottom for the body, straight line for the wing, and then little cloud puffs underneath. So for the wing, we draw a straight line with little puffs underneath to complete it. So that's what our angel will look like, but I'm going to be drawing it with a white crayon only because I just want it to appear once we do our watercolor. So it's okay if it's not perfect. And you'll notice that my white crayon does not have a pointy edge on it anymore. So what I'm actually going to do is use this side of my crayon kind of as a point. Now if you have a crayon sharpener at home, I would recommend you use it, but it's okay if you don't. You can always use just kind of this sharp edge on your crayon as well. So this is what I want my angel to look like, but I'm only using my white crayon to draw it. So I'm drawing an oval, the body shape, a line for the wing and go bump, bump, bump underneath it, another line for the other wing and go bump, bump, bump underneath it. So now we have our angel in the sky. So the next thing I'm going to do is begin to add crayon to other parts of my paper. So one of the areas that I would love to have some crayon is my star. And so I'm going to go ahead and fill in my Star of Bethlehem. Make sure you're pushing hard. You want to really fill in this area really well. And then we're going to add a few more lines. I'm going to make some long lines that point away from all of the corners of this star, and then some shorter lines in between. And then going around it, I'm going to very lightly, so we pushed hard for all of those lines. Now I'm going to very lightly color around, not pushing too hard. Okay, and now all over in the sky, I'm going to draw other little dots to be stars all over this night sky. Take your time, because if you go really fast like this, you're going to end up with lines instead of dots. So take your time to make every single little dot. Once we have our sky filled with stars, the next thing I'm going to do is take my black crayon and I'm going to begin filling in each of these characters and the hill with black crayon wax. It's really important to fill it in all the way so that when we do watercolor, the watercolor does not show up on this area. So begin tracing the outline of every shape and fill it in as you go. Alright, I have all of my characters filled in. The hill is outlined. One thing I forgot to have you guys do is we're actually going to erase the top line of our rectangle from the stable. We're going to have our stable just kind of be open air, and so we can go ahead and add stars inside so it's like we're looking through it. And then we also are going to add some yellow light shining from the manger where Jesus is laying. And then you can continue. We're going to fill in this whole hill with our black crayon. Now that our entire nativity hill is filled in with black crayon, we can begin using our watercolor set to fill in the night sky. I'm going to make this twilight like the sun has just set, so maybe there's a little bit of pink and purple before the sky gets to dark blue or black up here at the top. So we're going to start off with adding water to our paper. So I'm only adding water with my paintbrush, and you can paint right over the top of all of your characters with your water in your paintbrush. So I put water all over my nativity characters, and here we go. Now I'm going to get a little bit of red, not too much, and I scrape off the extra, and my red is going to mix in with the water to create pink, because I don't want it to be too red. I just want it to be pink, like the sun has set and now it is twilight at nighttime, okay? The next color I'm going to get is purple. So I want to add a little bit more water to the edge of where my pink is because I want them to blend together. I'm going to get a little tiny bit of purple on my paintbrush, not too much, and I scrape off the extra if there's too much. And I'm going to start adding it above my pink. All right, so now my pink and my purple are blending together. I'm going to get a little bit more water and add it to the top of my purple. And now I'm going to get blue. Scrape off the extra and begin adding it where that water was. Now this blue, we do want it to get a bit darker, okay? And you'll also notice if you're getting closer to where you drew your angel's going to start showing up soon. I'm not going to be adding any more water to my page because now I want these colors to get darker and darker as it gets closer to the top of my page. So I'm getting more blue and it should be a bit darker as it gets on my paper. But I still need to have water so that the crayon is able to repel this paint. So I'm going to get some water and I'm going to add it. And so now you can see the crayon is beginning to repel that area. And now I'm going to begin to get some black. Get your black and we're going to mix in the black paint to make our blue even darker. So I'm putting black on the page and my paintbrush right now is black and blue together. So I need to clean my paintbrush before I can go back and get more of the black paint. So I'm going to put in more black, fill in the entire top of my paper. And now I can mix it with more blue. I'm going to rinse out my paintbrush, get more blue, and mix that in with all of the black paint. Because I don't really want it to be black, I want it to be a dark blue. All right, now I really don't want to mix in my paper going this way. Make sure you're always going side to side as you blend your colors together. And then once you're done filling in your whole page, I'm going to get a tissue and I need to dry off the watercolor that is still sticking to my star and to my angel. And you can go around and see if it's sticking any more places, like maybe the light shining around your star. Just dry it off a little bit. Maybe your other stars. It looks like my other stars got covered up a little bit, but I don't want to mess up the sky too much, so I'm not going to be touching any more of the sky. And once you're done drying off all of those little areas, you can look for puddles that are beginning to form and dry up those little areas. But that's really all we're going to do, and our nativity is finished. Thanks again for joining Art with Miss Karen. I hope you enjoyed making art with us today. If you want to share your art with me, please send it to artwithkaren@gmail.com, and I would love to see what you guys did today. Also, don't forget to look back at the rest of the videos on my channel to see if there's something else that you want to learn how to draw. Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you soon.